A lot of people are talking about like the housing market right now, especially here in Texas. What I think keeps getting missing from that conversation is, if you think, yes, it is really difficult for any first time homeowner to be able to afford a home, to purchase a home. I think a lot also gets lost in the sauce of us talking about how much it takes to maintain said home. Because that is the part of home ownership that also adds to its unaffordability right now. We're not talking, and this is the reason why we can't have, like, we don't have these really inclusive conversations that connects all the dots to the systems. So we're always just trying to go after a symptom, not as what the overall system is showing you that's a problem.
Today, we're going to help those of you that want to buy a home understand where you are in that process. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Robert, and on this channel, we simplify the home loan process. Leg up. The first place I want to go is to those of you that are very aware of what your credit scores are. And although credit scores are important, too much weight is put on them, in my professional opinion. When it pertains to a score, credit score, that's just an indication of how your behavior has been over a period of time. So let's say it like this. Your credit score opens the door. What door? The conversation that begins to see if all of the other metrics are in place. You've checked those boxes. That lets us as a lender know that you can qualify for a loan. More importantly, lets you know as a potential homeowner if you cannot just buy the house but maintain it. So I'm going to say those of you out there that just know your scores and you check your scores all the time and you're on all these apps, I'm going to say that you're almost ready if you don't know how much monthly house payment you can afford. Well, you might say, well, Robert, that's why I'm coming to you. You're supposed to help me understand what that number is. And I agree to a point, to an extent, but you have to know that number more than you know what your credit score is. As a rule of thumb, to help you out, again, it's not the gospel, it's just a guideline. You should not spend more than 150% of what you're currently paying in rent. As an example, let's say that you are currently paying $1,500 a month in rent, as I have here on the screen. Your proposed house payment should not be more than 50% more of your total payment, or 150%, or in this case, $2,250. And you notice down at the bottom there, that's PITI. That's the principal, interest, tax, and insurance payment. Everything. Your proposed house payment, the new payment, shouldn't be more than that. And if you can stay at or beneath those parameters, you should be very comfortable when you go into this home purchase transaction. But again, if you're someone that's just enamored with credit scores, my credit score is this, my credit score is this, that is a very misleading metric, because the credit score can be manipulated and not really show you your behavior, your character, and thus cause you not to be able to qualify for a home, or have you buying a home when you're not ready. So you must know that monthly mortgage payment. Now, if you're not paying any rent currently, all the more important for you to understand your monthly obligations. So I'm going to say the folks that are ready, not only do they have a score, but they know what makes up the score. They know what their minimum monthly payments are. They know what expenses that they have that might not be on the credit report. They have a great idea as to what their budget looks like as far as the income that's actually coming into the house, and are comfortable with those things. The score, the credit score just confirms those things, if that makes sense. The next area to help you determine if you're almost ready or ready, I would say, is the down payment and closing cost area. A lot of you guys have done an excellent job with saving your down payment and closing costs. And for those of you that don't have all of this, it's not saying that you can't buy. I didn't say that. You can buy and not have all these things, but that's not the scope of what we're dealing with. I digress. So, those of you that are almost ready, you have a down payment and closing costs. Excellent job. Not knocking that at all. Shout out to you. But in my experience, the people that are ready, not just to buy, but to own successfully, have the down payment, closing cost, and reserves. What are reserves? Those are just simply if your mortgage payment in the example above is $2,250, okay? You don't want, or you want to have minimum 3 months of that dollar amount after closing. So after your down payment and closing costs that you have to spend to get into said home, after that's done, you still have $6,750 in a account in a position that's liquid that you can assess in the event of something with the house happening unexpectedly. And this is just for the house account. And this is on top of you following that 14 cents, that 0.14 cent times the square footage that you're going to start putting to the side every month from the time that you move into the house so that you can deal with those things. But you're going to start off with a reserve of 3 times the PITI payment, PITI, whatever that is. Now, those folks, they ready. And you're going to be successful when you move into that home and not have to deal with that stress and the heartache and things of that nature when you're just getting in the home. I got an excellent credit. My credit score 800. Mr. Rob, Mr. Lewis, Robert, got 800 credit score. Okay, excellent. Let's start the conversation. Okay, I got some of the down payment and some of the closing costs, and I'm going 250% above what I'm accustomed to making in a rental payment. You can do it, and it's done all the time. But these are the people that you guys then see on social media in a lot of cases that are complaining and having remorse because they weren't ready. They were almost ready. They weren't ready. And see, we're trying to help you guys be ready. That's the purpose of this video. If this makes sense so far, do me a favor, all right? And put ready in the comment section so I know you guys are tracking. Moreover, if you're someone that's saying, hey, Robert, I like what you're saying here. I've been watching for a period of time. Is there something else I could do to help me determine if I'm ready? Yes, there is. We've created, the team and I, what we call the P.E.A.C.E test. P.E.A.C.E, the P.E.A.C.E test. So in the description of this video, click it, take that test, and it will give you a score to help you determine where you are before you reach out to start the process to buy a home. Let's continue. Now, this third thing in this 10,000 foot view to help you determine if you're almost ready or ready is huge. It's the income, guys. And in my experience, people that are almost ready, they have income, but that income cannot be verified. What do I mean by that? There's a lot of folks that I talk to that have, say you have a W-2 steady Eddie type income coming in, and you might have side hustle monies or business monies that are coming in, that's income, but it can't be verified. Why can it not be verified? Well, a lot of times the minimum 2-year test has not been met. So you can't verify the 2-year test. Or if you can, the taxes have not been filed correctly, or the income has been written off. That's very important because people that are ready have verifiable income. And they know it's verifiable because they have taken the steps that they need to reach out to the lender that they know, like, and trust to be properly approved. Let me just say this. To you, it's income. to a lender, we have to verify that the income is going to continue for at least 3 years into the future. It's an assumption, and that assumption is being determined by what has been done in the past 2 years. And so don't get frustrated. This is where preparation is key. But my point is this. The income must be verified, and it's verified by doing a proper application and going through the process. Those of you that have dealt with me, a lot of you online, I see a lot of comments saying, I've watched your videos for years now and it helped me buy a home. Let me stop you guys. I lend in all 50 states. Reach out to your, because I just don't educate, but this is what we do to feed the family. I won't be mad at you. Give me a shot, but shout out to you for listening. Lets me know these things are working. And so properly being approved, qualification is very important. And it lets you know that you're ready because, see, all of these things will be addressed. Your credit history, any derogatories, any letters of explanation, your funds to close will be validated and verified. We'll know what's going on there, or if you have them, or if you need any help. And then most importantly, this is where the rubber meets the road, man. If you can pay, you can stay. But if you can't, you won't. And so the income is calculated properly from the lender's perspective. Remember, he that has the gold, he that's lending the money makes the rules. So these 3 things will help those of you determine where you are, because I know you want to buy. I'm talking to those of you that want to buy. We've already established that. Now we need to establish, where am I at in this process? So here's what I would advise those of you that are wanting to buy and trying to figure out where you are. If you feel like you're ready, your next step is click the link in the description and schedule a consultation. Let's have a conversation. Let me hear what it is that you're looking to achieve as far as home ownership for you and your family. And if there's a meeting of the minds, we can move forward. If you're not ready to reach out, but you still want to have some more clarity, in the description, there's a link for the P.E.A.C.E test. Take the P.E.A.C.E test, find out where you are, and that'll give you a little more direction. For everybody else, I've curated these 2 videos just for you. Avail yourself to them. I'm confident that they will continue educating you until that time you're ready to reach out. Guys, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. And most importantly, y'all stay blessed. Indeed.